Imagine a ruler so infamous that his name still echoes through history as the embodiment of chaos and cruelty. A man accused of igniting the greatest fire Rome has ever seen, and then blaming it on the Christians. The emperor who murdered his own family, staged grand spectacles, and ruled with madness and tyranny. But was Nero truly the monster history remembers, or was he a scapegoat in a story twisted by time? Today, we unravel the shocking truth behind Nero, the emperor who burned Rome. Get ready to dive into a world of power, betrayal, and secrets that will challenge everything you thought you knew about one of Rome's most notorious rulers, Nero's dark reign and infamous acts. Nero ascended to the throne in 54 AD at the age of 16, inheriting a vast empire from his stepfather, Emperor Claudius. His early reign was marked by promising beginnings, but it soon descended into chaos. Nero was renowned for his insanity and ruthless pursuit of power. He was responsible for eliminating rivals, including his own half-brother Britannicus, whom he reportedly poisoned, and his first wife, Octavia. His mother, Agrippina the Younger, was a formidable influence early on, but Nero saw her as a threat to his authority. After several failed attempts to have her killed, her assassins finally succeeded, and Nero's brutality knew no bounds. His tyranny extended to the early Christian community, whom he viewed as both a threat and a convenient scapegoat. Nero's persecution of Christians, including the martyrdom of Saints Peter and Paul, became legendary. According to historical accounts, he blamed Christians for the Great Fire of Rome and subjected them to horrific executions, crucifixions, burns, and being thrown to wild animals. One of the most enduring images of Nero's reign is that of him playing the lyre while Rome burned. The story, often depicted in art and popular culture, suggests that Nero was indifferent to the suffering of his people, indulging in art and entertainment amid the chaos. The Great Fire of Rome, myth and reality. The Great Fire of Rome remains one of the most tragic and debated episodes of ancient history. It broke out on the night of July 18, 64 AD, in the 11th district of the city, near the Circus Maximus. Tacitus, one of the most reliable sources, describes how the flames erupted in stores near the great chariot racing arena and spread rapidly, fueled by dry summer weather and strong winds. The fire raged for 6 days and 7 nights, destroying a significant portion of the city, up to 2/3 of Rome, killing hundreds and leaving thousands homeless. Public opinion quickly turned against Nero, who was accused, perhaps unjustly, of setting the fire himself. Rumors spread that he had orchestrated the disaster to clear space for his grand architectural projects, particularly his opulent palace complex, the Domus Aurea, or Golden House. According to traditional narratives, Nero was indifferent or even played his lyre amid the flames, singing of Troy's destruction as Rome burned. This image of Nero as a callous artist reveling in destruction has persisted for centuries. However, evidence suggests a different story. Tacitus notes that Nero was not in Rome when the fire started. He was at his seaside villa in Antium, about 50 kilometers from the capital. Upon hearing the news, Nero swiftly returned to Rome and took measures to aid the victims. He opened the Campus Martius and other public buildings to shelter those displaced, and even used his private gardens to house survivors. Furthermore, Tacitus reports that Nero offered financial assistance and implemented fire safety regulations to prevent future disasters. The suspicion that Nero deliberately started the fire may have been fueled by political enemies eager to discredit him. The truth is likely more nuanced. Nero's immediate response to the disaster was to help rebuild the city, and while he did undertake a lavish construction project, the Golden House, there is no conclusive evidence that he intentionally destroyed Rome for personal gain. The Golden House, a monument to power or propaganda. After the fire, Nero seized the opportunity to realize a long-held dream, constructing a grand palace complex that would surpass anything Rome had seen. The Domus Aurea was a sprawling mansion covering vast areas of the city's center. It featured landscaped gardens, orchards, vineyards, artificial lakes, and luxurious rooms plated in gold and decorated with precious stones. The palace's opulence symbolized Nero's desire for eternal fame and his obsession with grandeur. This construction spree drew ire from the Senate and the Roman elite. Many viewed the Golden House as a symbol of Nero's vanity and excess, especially since it was built atop the ruins of the fire-ravaged districts. The aristocracy resented Nero's lavish spending, which they believed was a betrayal of Roman values. Persecution of Christians and the legacy of bloodshed. Nero's persecution of Christians became one of the defining aspects of his reign. Tacitus recounts that Nero blamed Christians for the fire and ordered widespread arrests. Christian victims, including the Apostle Peter, were subjected to brutal executions, crucifixions, burnings, and being thrown to wild beasts. However, some modern historians question the extent of Nero's direct involvement in these persecutions. Christian sources, written decades after Nero's death, tend to portray him as a villain who initiated a wave of religious violence. While it is certain that Nero targeted Christians, the narrative may have been amplified by later Christian writers seeking to portray him as a tyrant and martyr maker. Interestingly, the site of St. Peter's martyrdom, what would later become St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City, was believed to be where Nero executed the apostle. The fall of Nero and his lasting impact. Nero's rule ended in chaos. His increasing unpopularity, combined with a series of military rebellions and political crises, led to his downfall. In 68 AD, faced with a multi-front revolt and the loss of support from the Senate and the military, Nero was declared a public enemy. His own guards turned against him, and he was compelled to commit suicide at the age of 30. In the aftermath, the Roman Senate sought to erase Nero's memory, blaming him for the city's destruction and chaos. The Flavian dynasty, beginning with Emperor Vespasian, used Nero's reputation to bolster their own legitimacy by contrasting their rule with his excesses. The stories of Nero's madness, cruelty, and the fire of Rome became part of the Roman historical narrative, shaping perceptions for centuries. In the end, Nero's story is a reminder of how history is often written by the victors and how legends can overshadow truths. Whether he was a madman playing his lyre amid the flames or a scapegoat for political enemies, Nero's impact on Rome and on history remains profound. The emperor who burned Rome, whether literally or figuratively, continues to captivate our imagination, serving as a cautionary tale of power, hubris, and the destructive potential of unchecked tyranny.